hello, hello. Hello, it's Kate Bolt, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the UK, back for another Coffee and Cards live. Right, I'm going to bring the shot back down to normal. That's a little bit better. We can see what we're doing. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon. I'm just going to give it a moment. Let's weight that one down. Weight the tripod down a little bit. I'm going to give it a moment, see if anybody hops on live with me. I am very happy to be here and back for another Coffee and Cards live on a Tuesday afternoon. It's a bit of a windy, blustery day here in Buckinghamshire, but the sun is trying to come through, even if it's not. Right, I am just faffing about on my laptop while I wait and see if anybody hops on with us today to see if I'm live in the right place. Yay! Right, let's have a look. Yeah, put me on mute. I don't really want to hear myself twice. Anyway, hello to you and welcome if you're joining me live, and welcome if you are watching me on replay. I am just going to shout out over into my Facebook page. Just a reminder that I'm live, so you might see that. If you don't have notifications switched on, it may be that, that you see that over on Facebook. So let's have a look. I should schedule them. I think you get, it comes up that I'm coming live. I can't spell YouTube. There we are. All done, all done, all done. So there we go. So I thought we'd have a bit of fun today. Now, hello, whoever's joining me live. Do say hello. Tell me how you are. So this is a gorgeous stamp set. It's actually a bundle, so it comes with a lovely set of dies. It's called Waves of Inspiration, as you can see. It's got this incredible wave image with loads of detail. It's got this great, is he a pelican on the perch, and he's got a bird and some really lovely sentiments. Now, I have had this in my stash for about 6 months, and I have only used it once to go alongside the other seaside one that we have called Seaside Bay. And there is a reason why I didn't use it yet. Where are you, Seaside Bay? I'll show you. So beautiful, this Seaside Bay stamp set. So when this one came out, I had literally just bought this one. But this one was brand new, and so I played with it, and I did a class with it, and I used all the papers that went with it. And I just brought in a couple of the sentiments with this. I think I brought in one of the label dies and the bird to go in with this one. So this one kind of took precedent, but this is such a stunning stamp set, and I thought it was about time I gave it the attention it deserves, because it's sat in the cupboard crying, saying, ink me up. Yeah, I am a bit crazy. So I thought today was the day that we get it out and we play with it, because it's so cool. Now I've played with it. Why haven't I played with it loads before? I can actually feel a class coming on with this, because it's such an easy stamp set to use. So satisfying. It's just easy to create with, and the dies that come with it are fabulous. Let me show you the dies. We're going to play with these today too. So look at all these dies. You get these amazing big swirly waves that are detailed. You get 2 of those. You get a couple of clouds. I'm not sure what these are. I think these are the bits where you can infill the accents in the clouds. This is a label that cuts out some of these sentiments, and it's stitched and is really pretty. This is, there's another label that I'm using. Here it is, the stitched one. So it has 2 labels for the sentiments that come in this stamp set. And it has this that cuts out the pelican and the bird. Brilliant it is. It's got happy birthday, Our friendship is a thing of beauty. You are totally awesome, and your strength is an inspiration. Wouldn't it be amazing for men's cards? And you can also cut out the birds, which I have used this die before for that. Yeah, I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. So I've made a couple of samples. I'm going to have a play. And what actually inspired, I don't know how you get your inspiration for what you're going to make, but sometimes for me, I start off with the designer series paper. Sometimes I start off with a stamp set. Sometimes I start off with a palette of different inks and the colours. But today it was this. Now, this lovely piece of beautiful paper here, I had cut lots of this up to put in my kits for my May class that I did last week. Cut up lots of this beautiful paper, and I was just unpacking it, and I was unpacking my kit that I took to demonstrate with, and I was like, oh, this was so beautiful, this paper. And it came from this one. This is it's a 12 by 12 dry brush metallic specialty designer series paper, and you get, it's very very beautiful, and it's very shiny, and it's very detailed, and it comes in, you get 4 pieces. So you get 2 of the blue and 2 of this really pretty pinky coral colour, and it's all gold. Okay, so I'd cut it up for kits. I'll be using foliage with it, which was stunning. And I took it out and I thought, oh, I know what would work really well with this. And so that is what inspired me for my project today. Do tell me what inspires you when you are crafting to get started. I would like to know. So the other thing that inspired me, the colour palette to use, was obviously it's a seaside theme, so I went and had a look at our new blues. We have rather a lot of lovely new blues in the Stampin' Up colour family. So I pulled out one of my favourites. It's a new in colour called Boho Blue. So that was my starting point. Okay. Oh, hello. Oh, dear. So that was my dog letting himself into the craft room because he doesn't like to be left out. He doesn't like to be left out alive. How ridiculous is he? Okay, so I went with Boho Blue. So I chose my card base to be that colour. So I've got a regular C6 card base. So that's an A4 piece of card, and it's scored in half at 10.5 centimetres and then cut in half at 14.8. And if you do that, you get 2 card bases out of 1 piece of A4 card. I've got my insert, which is slightly smaller, just half a centimetre, so it's 14.3 by 10. And then I've got a piece of grey granite. I went with grey granite and I took it down slightly smaller. And this one is 9.5 by 13.8. And then I've got a bigger piece. Now I'll show you why I have a big piece. This is my stamping piece, and I cut it a regular layer size, which is about 14.3 by 10, right? So whatever your layer is to stamp on, that's the size. It doesn't really matter because we're going to cut it again. And then I got out the big wave stamp. So you need a big block to put this one on. The background stamp block, probably it's an F block. And I went with that lovely boho blue colour. So here it is. And I am going to ink up my stamp. So do say hello if you're watching. You're very welcome. I'm so glad you've joined us. Tell me where you're from. It's half term here in the United Kingdom, so the children are on holiday. So yeah, it's much more relaxed in our house at the moment, although we're mid GCSE exams. So that's another thing entirely. Right, okay, so I've got my piece of card. I'm going to pop it in the middle, and I'm going to try and stamp this straight. So I'm going to bring it down to the bottom, line it up with the edge, and just stamp it as normal. Okay. Just give it a good press. Make sure you get a good image. You can do any blue you want, or greens, or whatever colour you want your C to be, depending on the mood of your C. But there it is, and you can see how detailed that is. Look at that. Isn't it a gorgeous one? I really, really like it. Now, the reason I'm going to cut it down again is because I want it to fit into my card layer. So I don't have an ended bit and I don't want this bit on the bottom. So I decided the measurement for my bit, once I'd stamped it, was going to be 9 centimetres by 13.3. So to start off with, I'm going to cut that tiny bit off the bottom there so that it meets. Then I need to make sure it's 9. Like that. And then I'm going to see, I want it 13.3, and that's just about on the edge there. In fact, it's not quite, but I think we can just take that tiny bit off, and it's like a millimetre. So there we are. That will do. That will do us. So now we've got this nice little panel where the ocean just flows through it. Sorry about my creased grid paper. Okay. And is this a simple card I'm starting off with today? So there's just a bit of stamping and a little bit of die cutting, but it's quite an easy card to make. And I'm going to bring this one in, and I'm going to stick this one straight down on here before I do anything else. I've got a bit of fluff on that end here. Now I'm going to stamp the pelican on the little, what are they called? The little wooden posts. And I could easily just stamp that straight down onto the piece of card, onto the layer, and we'll just have one layer. But I really wanted to die cut him out, so that's what I've done. But if you don't want to die cut, you can just stamp him down. So I'm going to put that on there, like so. So I have a nice even border all the way around. And I've got a scrap of paper, and you can see where I've done one already. I'll bring in the pelican, and I'm going to go with crumb cake. I did try it in a different colour, which we'll use next, but I think we'll go with the crumb cake. Just ink him up. This stamp would be a great one to use your Stampin' Right markers with, because you can use those on the stamps and you can colour the different parts of the stamp a different colour each. Okay, so just stamp it up, ink it up, and stamp it down. And then you've got, I love it, you've got all the texture of the wood, you've got your little pelican. He reminds me of the guy out of Finding Nemo. What was his name? Was he a pelican? Nigel. I think his name was Nigel. Why do I remember that? Oh, I remember that because it's Disney and I'm completely obsessed. Okay, so here's the die that goes over Nigel. And I'm just going to put a little bit of washi tape down to keep him in straight. I'm going to pop that on there like so, and I'm going to pop it through my die cutting machine, which is just behind me. I have got my little one, but it's not out. I popped it away because I went out to a crafty group on Friday and it took it with me because it's absolutely ideal, my mini boss, to carry about. I haven't taken it out of the bag again yet. So here we go. Here's Nigel. There he is. Looking rather fancy. Keep the dies in one place so I don't lose them, because we all know I'm good at losing things. Right, okay, so I'm going to put him on here and I'm going to stick him down. But before I do the gluing down, I'm going to stamp some of those lovely seagulls, and I brought in a darker blue for that, so I went with Night of Navy. Good old Night of Navy is always great for seagulls or birds. I don't know why, it's just a good dark colour. Right. So I'm going to just give a couple. So let's pop him here. We can see where he's going to go. I'm going to put one there. And one there. Yeah. So that's good. Him done. And then I think I am going to keep out that ink pad. Pop that here. I need to grab a piece of white. Is this big enough? It might be big enough. And I think I'll go for You're Totally Awesome. And I'm going to stamp it in the middle. I'm not sure if this is a big enough piece because I need to cut that label out. Let's have a look. So if we pop it on there, yeah, that should cut out. It might be a bit skewiff, but we'll have a go. There's my other white piece I can use. Oh, that made a noise. And that's absolutely fine if it makes a noise. You're totally awesome. So you can see this label that it cuts out is really beautifully stitched. It's lovely. I really like that. So that's going to go on here, on there, and I'm going to just use some sticky foam pads to stick it on with. So I've got my stamping dimensionals. I'm missing my usual crew today who are normally chatting away. I wonder where they're at and what they're doing. I am live at the same time as usual. That's funny. Okay, here we go. Right, I'm going to pop this one on here. And it goes just above that big wave. And then I'm going to pop Nigel on there, and I'm going to use some sticky foam pads on him as well. So I use some of the larger ones at the bottom. Oh, we have some exciting news, guys. Right, okay, here it is. From the 1st of June, which is on Thursday, that's the day after tomorrow, we are having a paper sale this month. So all those brand new designer series papers you've had your eye on in the new catalogue, some of those, I think quite a lot of those are going to be in the sale. Hi Tilly, thank you for joining me. And they are going to be 15% off, which is brilliant. So I've been holding off buying a lot of my DSP, my designer series papers. So come Thursday, order your papers, guys, and get the discount while you can. If you're interested in ordering from me, my shop is katebolt.stampinup.net. If you don't already have a Stampin' Up demonstrator, that is. Right. Let's put Nigel in. Now, there's some really good papers in that sale, including the big 48 pack of really nice DSP. I'll have a look at it in a minute, which makes it a lot cheaper, doesn't it? A big pack like that. Right, let's grab in the blue one and we can glue it down. Ooh, nearly dropped it. So a little bit of glue. And then we have got a really nice card. Now, if you make this is just such a simple card, a little bit of stamping. If you make this card, this would make a great card for a man. If you've just had a happy birthday, it would be great for a chap. If you wanted to put anything on there, really. Congratulations, you're amazing. Get well. All of the above. It's a good card. Right, this is my inside of my card. So I think I'm going to put the same. What would look nice in this one is if you were really inspired by how strong somebody was, or they're having a really difficult journey and they were doing very well with it, you could put your strength as an inspiration inside. That would be so lovely, wouldn't it? I am going to put "You're Totally Awesome." I know who I'm sending mine to, so I'm just going to put "You're Totally Awesome" in there. Oh, it's such a pretty one. I think Nigel should go back in there too. If you're wondering why I'm calling this bird Nigel, it's because he reminds me of the pelican or whatever bird it is in the Finding Nemo films. And I'm pretty sure his name is Nigel. Do correct me if I'm wrong, because we've got to have Nigel's name right. Oh dear. And a few seagulls. The rule of 3. There we are. Is Shaz here? Yay! Hi, Shaz. Thank you for joining me as well. I am playing with the Waves of Inspiration. Do you know something? I've had this stamp set for about 6 months, and this is the first time I've really played with it, because I bought it and then the Seaside Bay came out, which was brand new, and I was very much in love with it. And yeah, and I didn't use this one properly, and now I'm like, oh, this is just gorgeous. So, and they pair so well together. So there we are. We have Nigel inside. You're Totally Awesome. I love it. I hope you like it. It's such a simple, easy card to make. Just do your normal layers as you would. Stamp your wave, stamp and die cut your bird and your sentiment with the lovely labels that come in the set. It's a bundle. I'm not sure if it's a bundle in the catalogue anymore. I can check that too before we come off the live. So that is that one, and we're going to make one more. And I've done all the same measurements again, so I'm not going to bore you with it, but I've changed the colours around. I'm still using exactly the same colour palette. So I've got Night of Navy, Grey Granite and Boho Blue. I'm using the same. And that's what I've got here for my card. So my card base is in Grey Granite. Then my inside is in Basic White. Then my layer on the front is in Night of Navy. And then I'm going to do the same with this one as I did last time with the stamping. I am going to have a little drink. I hope you don't mind. It's thirsty work, all this chatting, you know. And then we're going to use some of that absolutely gorgeous dry brushed metallic speciality paper. Okay, where's my big ocean stamp? Here it is. I'm going to use the same colour, so I'm not too worried about cleaning it up there until I'm done. How are you, Shaz? How is everything with you? Are you all right? Right. Okay, here we go. I'm going to set it down. Right on the edge. You've just been talking about the online exclusives. Oh my word. I've just been talking about the paper sale. So we've got rather a lot coming next month. I don't know if you know, you probably do. So we've got the online exclusive, a brand new one next month. And it's got Christmas things in it. It's a horse and sleigh stamp and die bundle with paper to die for, because they're gorgeous. Now, it's a very strange thing, if you think about it, to have an online exclusive Christmas one in June. But I'm all over it. I am for it. I am in that camp. Definitely in that camp. I am up for Christmas in June. Now, if you'd asked me this a few years ago, I would have laughed you out of the room. But I am now completely up for Christmas in June, as long as it's just card making and paper crafting, and that's where I draw my line. But yeah, I'm all over it. It's so beautiful, because as demonstrators we get to see all the news of what we can do. So we get to pre-order it in June. and we can play around with it and make samples to show customers and you guys that are watching. And then in July, it goes live for customers to buy, and it's rather lovely. And then there's another stamp die bundle that is coming for everyone in July as well as an online exclusive, and it's a pretty floral that I've got my eye on as well. It's really nice. Yeah, but that Christmas one's fabulous. The papers are brilliant. So what did I say? This was 9 by 13.3, I think. So I'm quite excited about those online exclusives. So in June, we have online exclusives for demonstrators, and they come live to customers in July. But in June, we have the designer series paper sale at 15% off for everybody. And we also have a joining offer, I think. I think we have a joining offer coming, but it's only a couple of days and we'll find out more. Tilly says they're nice and she thinks she's going to get them. I'm definitely going to get them because I was really, really excited when I saw them. Now, like everybody, you know, you see what's coming and sometimes you're like, oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's nice. Or, oh, yeah, that's, you know, or, oh, yes, I love it. And I was in the, oh, yes, I love it camp this time. So definitely for the Christmas, which is rather hilarious. Although I kind of got over that whole it's too early for Christmas thing as far as card making is. So that's good. Now I'm going to see if I can use this piece here for this wave die. Now we have 2 wave dies and I've only used one of them. I think it was this one. And then there's one that's a bit more detailed and I'm not sure if they just go into each other or if they're different. I think I'll just stick with that one for now and then I'll play with the other one. But they look very similar. So I'm going to pop it along this piece here. See what I can get out of this lovely sheet. This is just a partial piece because this designer series paper, like I showed you, comes in large sheets of 12 by 12, but I just cut it into a 6 by 6 there. Yes, tell me what camp you're in regarding crafting, Christmas crafting. We do need to be early as demonstrators, so whilst it might feel a bit weird to some people, we definitely need to be early because we have to kind of play with it and make samples to show our customers so they get inspired and they get some good ideas and know what they want to do with it. So there is a method to the madness. Right, let me get this through. I haven't got my platform in, that would help. Christmas. Yeah, lots of exciting things because I need the paper, need the Christmas bundle. Need, not want. Hi, Brenton. Thank you for joining me. Lovely to see you. You all right? Tilly says she's made 2 cards with this set that we're using today, and then it went back on the shelf and she might need to dust it off. It is like that, isn't it? But it's so easy to use. Some things, you get them, you play with them, and then something else pretty comes along. And we all like the shiny, pretty things, and we kind of get a bit distracted. And then, like I've had it 6 months and not played with it. Tilly says she's in the Christmas started in January. She joined your Facebook Christmas group. That's a good idea. I did it, I think not this year gone, but the year before. I was doing a blog hop, and it was Christmas all year round. So every month we made a Christmas card. It was quite fun. And all the large stamp companies sell Christmas from the end of June onwards. That's right, Shaz, they do. And Brendan says he's the same with this set as well. We kind of played with it and then saw all the other shiny things that came along. Yeah, no, this is gorgeous. This specialty paper is gorgeous. So any of these large pieces that are any good, I mean, they're quite skinny, but you could cut little stars or anything out of that if you wanted, and just get rid of the tiny bits. Right. But if you see what it looks like with the wave, it looks so beautiful. gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So this is going to stick on. So I'll stick that on in a minute. And before we do that, I need to get some more white. Where's my white piece? I put it away. Here it is. And we're going to stamp Nigel again. And this time I stamped him in, I want to say, the grey granite to match the card. I'm looking for my stamp cleaner in case you wonder what I'm doing. That I've put to the side. Where are you? Oh, there it is. There we are. Because I did him in crumb cake. And now we're going to do him in grey granite to match the base. So, card for a man or card for absolutely anybody. Could be for anyone. But if you do like a, you know, kind of a traditional, as they call it, man's card, then this would be ideal, wouldn't it? I really like it stamped in the grey granite, guys. Look, this is what it looks like. Where's the one I've made? This is what it looks like stamped in the crumb cake. And that's what it looks like stamped in the grey granite. So, choices. Lots of choices. Right, here's the die. So I should have a nice little stash of cards made using this set by the end of my life. That was the fun thing about the Christmas blog hop that I was part of. Was that if we made a Christmas card every month for the blog hop, even before the summer came, we had a little stash already. Yeah, there are perks to doing things ahead, I suppose. Right. Let's pop this one on the Stampin' Up! Cut and Emboss machine. Okay, now, I did something a little bit different with this when I was making this card. I got my linen thread out, and do you see where this has got rope around it, binding it together in the image? Oh, that's the idea with the Christmas card group. Yeah, so you're all ready. I love that. I love this concept. I'm going to stick some of my twine around it to make it look a bit more fun, give it a bit of added dimension and texture on the card. So this one's a little bit more stepped up, but not really very complicated. So I've got a bit of my good old washi tape, and I'm going to use it to anchor it down on the back, if I can speak. I'm going to cut it in half. I think I did that because it's a bit fat. The dog just sighed. He's had a lot of walks lately and he's a bit tired. He's had 2 already today. Okay, so I'm going to follow the lines of the stamp where it's actually gone. And I think, did I do it like that the first time? I don't know. Let's have another go. Oh no, I didn't. I went that way, like that. And then I went down there. And I just followed then where the image is stamped, where the lines are. It's great to get ahead, isn't it, with Christmas cards? And when I do my live streams for Coffee and Cards and Fun Fridays and things like that, all the way through sort of October, November, by the time you get to Christmas, you have a nice little stash going on. That other little bit of washi is going to anchor it on the back, and you're not going to see the back. A bit like when you're doing your cross stitch. Doesn't really matter because you're going to cover it up. So there you go. Hang on, let's get it. So you've got that little bit of rope that goes around him. Really like it. It's a bit of fun. So we've got this piece, we've got this piece, and we've got this piece. And then I decided to do a little bit more. And I heat embossed. No, I didn't use white. Where is the colour? Here it is. I brought in the balmy blue, which is not balmy. What's it called? Boho blue, which is the same colour as I stamped the wave with. And I am going to heat emboss very quickly. I've got my additions, my embossing additions kit, and it has an embossing buddy in it. If you don't have one of these, you need it. It's your best friend. It takes off all the sticky kind of, if you have any oily residue just on your hands, natural oils, it can make your embossing powder stick in the wrong place. It takes all that off. I've got a new Versamark. I treated myself. Do you want to see something? How gross is that? If you know, you know. It's disgusting. It's horrible. Okay, where's the stamp gone that I got out? So I was going happy birthday. This would be great if you had Happy Father's Day, anything like that. And that's coming up this coming month too. So that would be a perfect one. Right, I'm going to stamp the happy birthday in the clear Versamark ink here. Like that. I've got some of my white embossing powder. I keep it in a separate tub. I've got my tray like this, but as you can see, I'm not very good at cleaning up all the residue in the tray. So I use that for all my coloured ones, like gold and black and silver. But then I pop this one in the tub so that it doesn't get contaminated if I'm using white or if I'm using clear. Well, you can't use it. Oh, you know what? You're right. Maybe Shaz is saying I can't use that nice clean embossing pad, the Versamark, for colour embossing now. You're absolutely right. I could keep that one pristine, couldn't I? And then I could just use the old one for colour embossing. I really don't mind though, to be honest. Oh, I'm getting old. Here we go. Here's my heat tool. Right, we're going to heat it up. Sorry, it's a little bit noisy when it first starts. Oh, I can use it for colour embossing now. Oh, yes, that's what I can use it for. The old one. Yeah, that makes absolutely sense. So happy. It's amazing, isn't it? How the colour, how the heat just changes it. It's like alchemy. Right, I'll just make sure it's set properly. And this little die that comes in the set goes over the top. How cool is that? So I'm going to do that. Pop that one through. Where's that washi tape? Shall I get another fresh piece? Like that. Pop it through the die cutting machine. Did anybody get up to anything fun on the bank holiday yesterday? We had a bank holiday Monday in the United Kingdom yesterday. It was the late May bank holiday. We just had a quiet one. It was quite nice not to really do too much because it's been so busy around here. Yeah, it was nice just to relax a little bit. Took the dog out for a long walk. Oh, my camera slipped quite a lot. Oh, hello. Took the dog out for a nice long walk, and I went to the gym first thing in the morning. I must be mad, hey? There we go. Ooh. If I bring it all in, that would be better. So these bits come out of there, and we're going to start to assemble the card. So the first thing that I will do... You were shearing all your sheep. Oh, Shaz, I bet that's hard work. But I bet they look gorgeous now, don't they? What do you do with all their fleeces? My mum, who is extremely crafty lady and has crafted all my life and her life and can do all of them, all of the crafts. She's so talented. She spins. I'm not sure she's spinning right now. I think she's quilting at the moment, but she does spin. And when I was growing up, she was always after fleeces from sheep. And I mean, not now, but she was then, buying fleeces and things like that. I'm all gluey. Right, so I've put a little bit of glue on the edges that I can see of this die cut piece, and it fits exactly onto the wave. So I like the Tombow because it gives you a bit of room to move it before it sets completely hard. When I say wriggle room, I mean like seconds. But it does. I got my hand in the ink this morning and I've been trying to clean my nails and they're just blue. So that's on there. The fleece are worthless, unfortunately. Yes, I think these days they probably are, which is a terrible crying shame, isn't it? Years ago, they would have gone for a lot of money. Right. Maybe you should find some, well, it's a lot of work then, isn't it? Finding a local spinning group or something who wants your fleeces, buy them off you. I had an idea. I'm going to put my happy birthday up here and I'm going to use some of the twine. But first of all, I'm going to add Nigel on. Where are my sticky pads? Here they are. I'm going to cover up all this. So this would be a great Father's Day card, wouldn't it? If it, you know, not with happy birthday on. Yes. Use them as a weed suppressant and you burn the rest. That's so sad. Okay, so I'm going to pop him. I don't need that one there. So I'm going to pop this one down here and just line it up. I should have stamped my seagulls first, but that's fine. Where are you, seagull stamp? Here we are. It's a bit inky. I might give it clean. Okay, here we go. Let's pop this little seagull on. Oh, nearly smudged, but not quite. I think we did okay. Yes. I like it when a plan comes together. Okay, now I wanted to... Oh, you lose money having the sheep shorn. None of this seems right, does it? This whole economy thing with the farmers does not seem right. It is very sad. Right, the reason I haven't put these layers together yet is because I think that I am going to attach my birthday with some of this now. Some of the linen thread. Now I need it long enough to have a double piece. And I need to work out also where it's going to go. So I am going to put it through here like that. I'm going to have my loop quite large. Bring it back through both bits so that it can go like that. Does that make sense? And you've got this little kind of knot. Then we can have it here. And I know I've got enough to go the other side. So if I just cut it off there, that will work. And then I need to do the same the other side, but I don't need quite as much because it's nearer on that side So just cut off a length. You get a lot of linen thread when you purchase the reel, so I'm not too worried if I use a bit much. And pop it through this side. I didn't do this on my sample card that I made when I was designing them, but I just thought about it afterwards. That's it. So that's going to go on there. I'm going to put some sticky foam pads on the back, pop it up, and we're nearly done, which isn't bad. But I think the possibilities are absolutely endless with this, because I haven't even touched some of the dyes. I haven't used the seagull dyes. I haven't used all those clouds. Can you imagine using those as well? That'd be brilliant. Oops, I got dimensional backs everywhere. Right, so let's just place this. I kind of like the, not nautical, I think too strong a word, but that kind of feel that the rope or the linen thread gives it. There we go. So that's going to sit up there, make sure it's nice and straight. Then I'm going to get my washi tape back out again. Decide how you want it to look. If you want them together, or if you wanted them twisted or just crossed, or if you want them apart. So like that. Actually, I think I'll have them together. I think that looks nice like that. Thank you, Shaz. It's just a bit of, I'll show you how I made the sample when I was kind of working out what I was going to make today. And then you'll see how I thought about it afterwards. I don't need all of that under there. Okay, so there's our happy birthday. And we're going to pop it on here, which makes all the colours pop. I am waiting for a Stampin' Up delivery today. I'm quite excited, actually. I've been waiting for it. And I haven't actually been waiting very long. I only ordered it last week. But it's scheduled today, and I'm hoping it'll come. It might come any minute. If it does, I will open the door to him. But it's exciting. So yeah, new goodies to play with. Right, there we go. On it goes. And once it's on, you can kind of play around with it as you want. I got a gluey hand, so I'm being a bit careful that I don't smudge it. I might just come back and play with that, but there you go, like that, if that makes sense. And then you can see that seagull a little better. Where's my card base? Here it is, here it is, here it is. So now you can see how having Nigel, or the pelican, in the grey granite makes it work. You've got a big order going in tomorrow, have you, Shaz? Brilliant. Well, tomorrow's Wednesday. Oh, I see. End of the month. That makes sense. I was going to say, if you waited till Thursday, you get all those papers in it. But it's strategic, I think. Right. Happy birthday. So I think this would make a great Father's Day card, and I might recreate it. So I am going to bring in the happy birthday stamp, and I'm going to bring in the bird. I keep calling him Nigel, but maybe people won't understand what I'm talking about. Yeah. Boho blue. Happy birthday. Nice. Grey granite for the bird. Oh God, I can't get it open. Oh, my hands aren't as strong as they used to be. All right. Let's have him coming off the bottom. There he is. And we need some Night of Navy for the little birds. Loving it. Nigel. It's Nigel. Thanks, Shaz. I think he should be forever known as Nigel. Okay. You're not going to believe this. The UPS man has just arrived. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Alfie, you mustn't bark at him. He's brought goodies. I have a 6th sense. Hello. Thank you very much.
It's been up here for a while. Just got to do the old picture thing.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
We started doing all that now.
I know, that's it. Get your feet in.
There you go.
Lovely.
All yours.
Thank you
All right
very
then.
much. Cheers. Thank you. Bye-bye.
What's that?
Just my delivery. Well, what was the chances of that then? I think I must have had a 6th sense that the UPS man was on his way into our village when I mentioned him. Thank you so much for your patience, because if I had not answered and he'd have taken it away, it would have been so sad. For all the things in there, I have a big customer order from my last week's catalogue launch party. So my customers would have been sad if it all got sent somewhere else. Okay, so there we go. It was a big box. Yeah, it's not actually huge in size, but it's very heavy. Yeah, very heavy. There we go. So there is one of our cards today, and here is the other one, using the Waves of Inspiration stamp and die set. And the samples I made are exactly the same. Here's my first one. So exactly the same, I made it. And that was just, I was naked inside, oh dear. Yeah, so that's the first one. And this was the second one. And I just put the little bits of twine on the end. And then I thought, oh, if that had just wrapped around, it would look really nice. So I'm pleased with that. Really pleased with that. And this is the inside. So I've put him inside. And it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to see if I can find it in the catalogue before we go. Let's have a look. I do like the fact that we have a really nice index in the back. It's on page 113. Yes, so it tells you here, and it gives you loads of samples that you can see to use. This one's nice. Look, they've just done a little one, and this one here. Oh, that's interesting. I think they might have used a similar paper to me. So coordinates with the waves dies that we used, and they're on page 167. So they're just with the dies in the back. Yeah, you can see those there. So they are in the current Stampin' Up! Catalogue. And also, I haven't printed off the designer series paper flyer for the sale that's starting on Thursday, the 15% off, but I know there are a lot of them in there, including this gorgeous, delightfully eclectic 12 by 12 pack of 48 papers. That's in the sale, and lots of them are. So look out for that. Okay, so Thank you guys for joining me live. I really appreciate you. It helps me lots. If you've enjoyed it, please give me a like, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe if you're new to my channel, because that really helps a lot as well. And it means that you can see when I post new videos, especially if you press that little bell notification button down below. If you're watching me from the future, please say hello from Tomorrowland, and tell me which one you like the best. Do you like the one with the sparkly blue paper on? That is called the dry brushed metallic paper, but do you like the sparkly blue one, or do you just like the plain blue one? I'd like to know which one you like, so do let me know, leave me a comment. And yeah, thank you. If you like any of the products I've used, they're available in my online shop at katebolt.stampinup.net. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Brenton. That's really kind. Oh, thank you, Shaz. Oh, thank you, Tilly. Thank you very much indeed. And I hope you are inspired to play with this stamp set. And I won't see you live on Friday because I'm going away with my sister for a couple of days, which is amazing. Oh, thank you, Shaz, for giving me a like. That's really good. Thank you. But I will be putting up a pre-recorded video for your crafty inspiration, and I will see you next week as normal. Thank you very much, guys. Have a lovely rest of your day. Bye-bye.